So a dilemma in this situation was that one option was to buy a house. Get the money you've already got in the bank. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's not, making any kind of return. Do you buy a house and move the money from the bank account to the house? Okay. Or do you just keep on living your life and go overseas? Or can you do both? So the default thinking or programming would say in this situation is that, it depends where you grew up and, your family values. For me, I've been traveling all my life, and traveling for me gives me, a sense of fulfillment. It gives me, joy. There's a lot of pluses there. But you are obviously spending money. Now, it's how much money do you earn? Now, if you can earn some good coin and go overseas and buy properties at the same time, fuck, the matters can't. Right? But usually for the average person, it's like, I should be more responsible.
Yep.
Okay? And go on a trip every so often, but mainly focus and try and buy property, pay it off, so I'm debt free, and I've got a roof over my head and all that jazz. Again, it depends how you've been brought up. So where do you see the value?
Look, obviously, yeah, I like doing both, right? But the point here is like the thing that can fuck up our thinking is the responsible part. All right. And obviously everybody wants to be responsible and do the right thing and, buy a house, you have a family. And, you can't afford to go and enjoy yourself essentially. And
as often as you like.
That's right. And this little voice tells you like, oh, if you do that, that's irresponsible. If you leave your kids fucking over here, it's irresponsible. Irresponsibility, that thing can hold you by the balls. Right? Now, as you know, as far as the investing or the fucking going overseas, I'll take the both option if possible.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But obviously, how we came onto that convo was we were talking about how responsibility can be a justification to not go out and do the things that speaks to your heart. You know what I mean? Like you really want to go overseas. You want to go overseas. You want to enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
you know
you want to live a little with it.
Correct. We've got fucking one life. We can't be fucking working 24/7. All right, we can. We can. We could just be always
working and paying these loans off.
Correct. Life's a little bit fucked sometimes, right? Not fucked.
It's not straightforward.
Life's beautiful. All right. It's the game and how you play it. All right.
It's not straightforward.
So life's not fucked. It can be fucked. It's your experience.
It's how you make it.
Correct. So what happens is society puts these so-called responsibility values or rules for, they paint a picture of what is responsible.
Yeah, what you should be doing. What is the correct way?
Correct. What you should be doing. Bravo. So, finish school, you get a degree, you get a trade, whatever the fuck you're doing, and then you get a you meet a woman,
you get a good job, you get some income, and you buy a house, and blah, 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 blah.
That's right. So everything goes on.
That's the structure.
My family is the most important thing now.
Yeah, that's the structure you got to live by.
Yeah. And this is where it gets interesting, where we place our importance. Because, our family is the most important thing. Sweet. Where do I,
fit in the picture?
This might sound selfish there, but where do I fit in the picture?
Yeah. You, the self.
Sweet. Now, if you're religious and that, it says, God says or whatever, you got to be a servant to cunts. You're the servant cunt. Sweet. Right? But there's something about that for me that's not fantastic. And you and you as a man, let's say having a hobby or choosing to go overseas could be like you're leaving, you're shucking your responsibilities away.
You're irresponsible.
You're responsible to do the things that only you're gonna benefit from. Let's say.
Yeah, you're being selfish.
Sweet, you're being selfish. Yeah, correct. And you need to think about the future. I don't know. There's something fucked up about that.
Well, first of all, it comes down to one, scarcity mentality. Like, okay, let's backtrack. In this situation, if you've got money, a lot of cash flow coming through, you can do both. This is a fact. It's a numbers game, right? So you've got enough income coming through, you can buy a property and also carve some time out during the year and go overseas.
Yeah.
Every year. But most people are not in the boat that, you know, in the position that they've got a good income, so they have to choose. Now, there's got people like I used to be that pretty much just travels flat out, and who gives a fuck about investing in property?
Correct.
Okay?
One or the other.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Life versus life.
Yeah. Two different extremes, you know?
Yeah, living life versus life living you kind of thing, you know what I mean?
That's it. That's right. You running life or life's running you.
You know what I mean there?
So I thought, no, fuck that. I want to just... It wasn't intentional, selfish. I want to be doing this for myself. Fuck everybody else. It wasn't that. Just, I like doing this and that's what I'm doing. That's it. Very simple stuff.
That's it.
Now, later on in life comes that, okay, you're getting older, you find a chick, you get married, you have children, this and that. And, all right, now it's like, all right, where are we going to live? Kids are going to go to school. We're going to start building a bit of a life together here.
Right.
So you're thinking, all right, sweet, I'm not going to be going as often. Again, you've got the normal income, not great income. This is the same person. Okay, so what do? I've got to choose one or the other. Usually, society would say, all right, fuck, you've traveled your ass off. Don't travel as much. You've seen the world, apparently.
There's a cost.
You know, so you got to sacrifice from somewhere. So that would be the first sacrifice would be definitely this.
Yeah, the enjoyable things got to go. I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense. Okay. Now, some people though even just take that. All right, sweet. I'm not traveling as much again, and all I'm doing now, all my efforts are into my family and paying off these loans. Okay, but they might be doing that for the rest of their lives, 30, 40 years. Now, where's the point that you think to yourself, all right, sweet, I'm a man too, I'm a human being. Like, I need some kind of enjoyment. I need to break loose somehow. And you might go, instead of every year, you might go every 2 years. Sweet. Okay. Some people just don't go at all.
Yeah.
And then they end up being like 60 years old and like, you know, fuck, I've got a property, but I haven't been anywhere. I've enjoyed my life. So you got to find, the answer here pretty much, you got to find what works for you.
Yeah.
One is you got to be striving to earn more income. That's it.
Correct.
Because both are necessary here. The traveling is necessary.
Correct.
At least once a year.
Yes.
Okay. And two, you need property. You need the investment. You know. So, you need the investment.
Correct.
So, yeah, it all comes down to, as Dan Pena says, earn more fucking money.
Yeah. What do you do if you don't earn more money?
Well, that's the thing. Now,
But I think people buy into the fact that, like, this is what I need to do. A lot of people don't, by definition, they don't think that experiences like traveling are worth the money.
They're not.
I'd rather have the money.
To a lot of people, it's not. To a lot of people, it's like, who gives a fuck? What's the point?
Because
You've already been overseas.
yeah, sweet. But they think that something is immaterial, doesn't have value. Like, you know, you buy a house, you buy
a car,
you buy whatever bullshit.
That's right.
You can consume it. It's physical.
Yeah.
It's
Having memories is not a good investment in their mind.
yeah, having the experience. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, correct. It's not a good investment. Yeah, bravo.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's why.
But they've bought into these rules of society. They've
Correct.
bought into this structure
That's right.
that we call it, you know?
That's right.
And they think, you know, they feel warm and fuzzy at night time when they go to sleep. Like, I'm doing the right thing. I'm responsible. I'm doing everything that I'm meant to be doing.
I'm ticking.
And you know, if I can get a holiday, I'll go.
Yeah.
But it's not that important.
No.
So they don't value it at all.
No. But there's a trap.
Yeah, the trap is that you're pretty much working. They're always feeling this this, what the feeling is like, it is a trap, but the feeling of, things aren't enough because they're not getting a return on those properties and what that way of life that they've chosen, they're not getting a return on it.
Their soul, it doesn't feed their soul.
That's right. They might be getting a financial return eventually if everything goes right. And I'm not saying don't buy a house. It's good to buy a house.
Yeah.
But in a situation that putting all your eggs in one basket, like I'm going to buy a house, just look after my family, and that's all I'm doing in my life.
It's lopsided.
It's lopsided. That's it. It's a small return, and that's a financial return, but that's all it is. It's a financial return.
Correct.
And there's a lot of ways you can get financial returns. That's not the only way.
No. But let's say that's fine. They've made their choice.
Sweet.
But it is lopsided, so they're not doing anything to feed the soul. That's what kinds of fucked up. All right? So some people just love to live life straight soul feeding. All right? Yeah, that's cool as well. You know what I mean? But some people want to do things differently, of course. It all depends on your values. But if you're the type of person who's into like, I want to buy a home, I want to have a family, let's say, you got to look after these cunts somewhat.
Of course.
All right? But yeah, look after them, that's fine. But then you got to look after yourself.
You can't forget yourself.
That's where it is.
So you should be, in my opinion, or my own opinion, you should be striving for the happy medium. You should be like, okay, I've got a certain amount of income coming through. Okay, now to start off with, you might give 3/4 of it to the family, to, the property, whatever it might be, right? But you need to carve out at least 25% to, okay, I might not be able to go overseas every year, but I'm definitely going every 2 years. I'm getting something for it. Me.
Yeah, me. Me, what the fuck am I doing?
That's right. Because after that, there's, as you're saying, you'll go into the valley of despair of later on, like, what's this all mean? You know what I mean? What does it come down to? Like, I've just worked all my life, and I've got a property, and then you give to the, one scenario could be giving the property to your child, and then you just blow it, see you later. You know what I mean? Like, there's different scenarios.
Yeah.
But you have to be giving something back to yourself. And that's the main issue. We're not giving back to ourselves.
Yeah, correct.
Because we're doing something which is apparently the right thing. And that's look after your family first and make sure you got a roof over your head. Sweet, yes. But you can do that and more. You're not limited to just that.
Correct. But we always want the okay of everyone else.
That's right. Are we doing the right thing?
And the responsibility thing is just a fucking, I don't know. It's like if you're selfish and responsibility don't go together.
No.
Like, can't you be responsible and selfish at the same time, bro? Like, why does everyone always have to benefit of what the fuck I do?
Yeah, or get the approval. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do I need to do something? I need to include everyone.
Yeah.
I never understood that.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do I need to include cunts? This is just for me. Who the fuck? I'm living, like, why is it so bad to live your life the way you want to live it?
Because in this situation, a lot of people hate to be judged.
That's what it is today.
You know what I mean? They hate to be judged like, oh, I'm at the barbecue. Yeah. Oh, what are you guys doing? I'm going overseas. Again? Fuck. Yeah, I'm going again. But, you don't have a property. Sweet. Yeah, I'm just, I'm aiming for that today. I think it's more value to me to go overseas, unwind, recharge, whatever word you want to use, and I still come back and do my business.
Correct. But society wants us to obviously have a family there, right?
It's fine.
So they want us to do these responsible things.
They do.
Why is it that if you have a family that's going to tick a box, some sort of is having a family going to feed your soul there? People trying to say that having a family, that's it, you're done.
Look, it does tick a box for sure, but again, it depends where you're coming from. If you're doing it because I'm catching up to the Joneses, like all my friends are fucking married, all my friends got kids, I should have a kid or I should have a family, then that's wrong.
I don't think anybody knows why they have kids.
No, they don't.
I mean, I'm sure there's people who are like, yep, I've got a plan. I want to do this, but they don't
that's
think
the
about
minimum.
it.
They're not thinking about, oh, I'm leaving a legacy behind. They're just having a kid. Because what's the right thing to do.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
Because it's a big thing.
It's huge.
Because we can, we should.
That's right.
Because we can, we should.
That's right.
And it's weird. But isn't it like worse? I don't know. You have a kid, so you put yourself on hold. And then what are you achieving exactly? What are you achieving?
Having children is a nice thing.
Definitely not an achievement, though.
It's not an achievement.
Nah.
It's they're not. Children aren't things. You know what I mean? Like it's not like buying a car.
No.
You know what I mean? Like you get rid of it whenever you feel like it. When you have a kid, it's serious business. It's like this person is mine. I'm responsible for this person. That's a big thing. That's a big load on your shoulders.
It's the most.
It's a big shoulder. Yeah, you got to pretty much, and there's beautiful. I mean, to have a child, like I wouldn't replace my child with. Doesn't matter. There's no dollar value, right?
No.
Now, it's a beautiful experience, but it comes at a cost as well, and the cost is pretty much not a financial cost. I mean, it does, but the cost is that I've got to change the way I've been to this new person.
Yeah, it's your main priority.
That's right.
The child is your main priority.
Exactly. Now, if you're having children to, leave a legacy behind and you've got a plan in your head, like you said, sweet. But most people are just having children for the sake of having children. There's no plan to it. That's just what we do. We bought a house. We got married. We bought a house, had a few trips, and the next thing in line is to have a child. That's what is expected. Okay? And as I said on previous podcasts as well, most people are living their parents' dream.
And the social...
Whatever. But the parents' dream
conformity.
is part of that structure we're talking about.
This is what we're doing.
This is the way it is.
This is the way it is.
Now, my parents, they didn't travel as much. A lot of my relatives and that, they came from Greece to Australia, and they was just like, mate, have a good family, have your house, and you're sweet. Holidays and that was not a value. It wasn't like make sure you go every year to Greece, mate, or anywhere else.
Yeah.
It was that if you could do an extra, you'll do it as an extra. That's it.
Yeah, correct.
And everyone's stuck into that. That's why they don't value traveling.
No.
But traveling is one of those things that you can instantly make yourself feel better.
And health as well, yeah?
Yeah, I've got mental health, of course.
Like keeping in shape, working out, obviously that's like, it's not a thing you can buy, you got to do it. It's a thing you do. It's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
It's not really I can take it with me, even though you can take it with you. Even though you are that person.
You are that person.
Yeah, we're very externally driven.
Yeah.
Kids are an extension of the outside world. They've got nothing to do with you there, but your survival is not predicated on whether you have kids or not.
Definitely not.
You don't need kids to survive.
No, you definitely don't.
It's a blessing, if anything. You know what I mean?
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
Yeah,
it's like
procreation and shit is.
It's more of a privilege, as ridiculous as it sounds.
It is.
Like it's not a right.
No.
I mean,
it's not.
It is a right, but it's
not essential.
No, it's not essential. That's what I'm saying. To do it is like, I don't know.
It is a luxury. It definitely is a luxury.
It's a full-on thing.
Like if I can, if you got, a lot of, a big income coming through and, you're doing okay in life financially, it's good to have kids because, like, they bring you so much joy. They do. Even though they bring challenges, they bring you so much joy and it's a different experience.
It's the joy part of it.
It's a different experience.
Yeah.
Now, if you're fucking doing it hard and all that, adding kids to the equation makes it harder.
Yeah.
So
obviously we're talking about kids because it's an important thing, and there's pressure from society, like to have a family, and the responsibility. Because once you're locked in, you're locked in.
That's it.
It's like you got a job that you can't quit from. I mean, you can. Plenty of cunts fucking walk away.
Of course, I walk away. Yeah, but
it's fucked.
a decent person wouldn't do that.
That's
Yes.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But again, it all comes down to whose game you're playing. This come back all the way back to the original conversation. Whose game are you playing? Are you playing yours or are you playing society's?
Whose game? Yeah. Whose voice are you listening to?
That's right.
When you're making decisions.
Now, if you're going down the road that we were back then, it's like I'm buying properties, but I'm also enjoying myself. I'm not fucking cutting neither of those. Both of those things are important to me. Both of those things are high on my value list. And you can make it happen because at the end of the day, what lies below that or underneath that, if you dig deeper, is what we always talk about, faith or fear.
That's right.
So if you want these two things, all it means is that you need to put out more effort. That's all it is.
Yep.
Because both these things are very achievable. Very fucking achievable.
Correct.
That's it. It's in your hands. But a lot of people get stuck at like, I've got to choose one or the other.
Why do they get stuck?
They get stuck because there's no faith behind it.
It's gonna get fucked, eh?
That's what it is. There's no faith behind them. That I'm going to be the person that will make that happen. That's it.
Not just that. Because somebody that came before them has painted the picture that this is how we do things, we justify it in our fucking head.
That's it. Like, I remember talking to my dad, like, a while back, and he's telling me, like, you're sick, right? He's like, mate, if they gave me all the money in the world, mate.
It wouldn't get better?
No, I'm saying, if they gave me all the money in the world, as I wouldn't trade, you know, they told me to stay sick, but I'll give you $1 billion.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't trade that. I'd be like, yeah, sweet. But why is it always one or the other? Why is it always money's like, if I'm sick, I wouldn't trade it for money? How about being healthy and being rich? Why is it one or the other?
Oh,
We're too stuck in one or the other.
yeah, we're very...
We're so limited in our thinking.
it's for non-binary.
100%. Like, it's not for... Yeah, why is it one or the other for?
It's yes and no. Or,
We're just... The yes and no always limits us.
yeah, not yes and no. I mean, like, it's... Yes
It's whatever I want.
Yeah. It's either... It's... What is it? It's yes or and... remember the thing?
Oh, yeah. Yes and maybe. No, they're...
Not either or. It's either and. Or some shit there. So
yeah,
it's both.
it's both. It's both. It's whatever I want.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But we've always come to the thinking that, again, it's not, again, everyone's upbringing, it's everyone's different as well. But generally, where we come from, the train of thought is, you know, as long as you got your health, you don't need money. Or money is the, you know, root of all evil. Or, you know, just stay small. Don't, you know,
Yeah.
don't venture out too much.
Don't push the boundaries.
You know what I mean?
Don't tell too many people you're doing well.
That's it. You know, all these little fucking rules and theories
And beliefs.
and beliefs are fucking people up.
Correct.
Like at the end of the day, you should be doing what makes you feel good. Okay? Now, we've always spoken about this as well, that, you know, your feelings are lying to you. There's a difference between I love traveling, I actually really love traveling, or, you know, I just like that chocolate. You know what I mean? One's an instant gratification, one's I need it for, it's fucking therapy.
If it fills you.
If it feels
That's
me.
the difference.
That's the difference. Well done.
It's hard to... I don't know how
Yeah.
you explain to a cunt today, but there's a different...
Yeah, fulfillment is that basically by me doing this, okay, I feel better about myself, okay, but I think better, I act better, I'm a better husband, I'm a better, you know, dad,
I feel
whatever.
more positive with this thing.
That's it. It brings the positivity out of me.
Correct. As opposed to you do a drug, you do a line of coke.
That's it. Yeah, I feel better,
It's not fucking feeling anything.
but that's an instant gratification. Yeah, fulfillment is the variable here.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes.
That's right.
And that could be different for everyone else.
Yeah,
Like where they, you know, depending on your values and blah 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 blah.
of course.
But you know, doing new shit and going on adventures and shit. You know, seeing new things, expanding the fucking mind. Like that works across the board.
100%.
You know what I mean?
That gives you more bang for the buck than anything else.
Everybody's into something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to say that exploring that something that you're into is not going to have benefit, or you're not going to feel better with that there, it is bullshit. You know what I mean?
100%.
But so yeah, some people might like fucking, I don't know, fishing. Now, if you're not fucking going fishing there, your life, the way you see it, this thing has to go down, then you're cutting yourself short.
100%.
You're not getting what you can today.
That's right. You can buy properties, you can look after your family, okay? But if you're not going fishing, which you can do on at least once or twice a week, then yeah, you're leaving yourself behind.
Correct.
You've got to give yourself these. If you like fishing, you just go fishing. You find the time.
Correct.
Make the time. Could be on a Sunday morning, whatever, and I'm going fishing.
That's
but just do that as long as it's even just once a week. Just do it. You can't leave yourself behind, because you're doing the noble thing about taking care of everyone else and everything else.
You're being responsible.
That's it. You're being responsible. By looking after his,
I'm not down with responsibility.
no, me too, because in our society, responsibility says don't give a fuck about yourself. That's what it really says. And I'm not saying it directly like that, but that's what they fucking mean.
That's right.
It's put everyone else before you.
Correct.
That's it.
The main thing here is, we can wrap up. The main thing here is, if you're choosing to do something, all right, yeah, be responsible. Take care of your business, but you can take care of your business and you can take care of fucking
You as well.
you as well.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Everything's in your power.
What? Yeah, it's like, sweet. You got kids. You're doing your thing. They're eating food. All right, sweet. You can do your thing as well.
Guaranteed.
No one's gonna fucking complain later, like, oh mate, you fucking went and looked after yourself. You know what I mean?
But I do think
There's levels anyway.
people aren't willing to do that extra little bit. So if they're taking care of their family and they've got a house and they're paying the loan off, sweet. That extra little holiday and all that, it's like, I can avoid it, this and that. You know what I mean? Even though they love traveling. Now, if they had to say, no, I'm doing traveling as well, what's left? Left is pretty much I just got to find more money. I got to earn more income. But if I got to earn more income, I got to sacrifice,
Time at home or something.
time at home, Netflix, hanging out with the guys, going for a fucking coffee, all the shit that doesn't really. Who gives a fuck about all this bullshit?
Correct.
What are your fucking priorities, man? Your priorities are your family, your investments, and you taking care of you and enjoying yourself. That's it.
It's under the banner of handling your business. Right?
That's it.
That's it. Handle your fucking business.
Exactly.
That's pretty much it today.
Exactly. And that's why it's always that I got to pick here. That holiday and travel my ass off, or investment properties and pretty much my family. Correct. In their mind, the belief is I can't have both. And if I did want to have both, like I couldn't imagine what that would be like. That would be like, I've got to cut from here, I've got to do that, it's too much. It's too much effort, that's it.
Yeah, and nowadays, especially if you got two wages covered in, your missus works as well, it's a lot easier, man. Like, fuck, come on, man. Taxi, I understand if you're
doable.
one cunt working a job, you got to fucking look after cunts. It's hard.
difficult. It's
hard.
difficult.
Fucking
Yeah.
oath.
But even then, it can make things happen.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder, guaranteed, but it's just, you can make things happen. People have proved this time and time again.
Yeah, correct.
So anyway, it's, what rules are you playing with?
That's right, bravo.
You are the creator of your reality. Yeah, you didn't choose where you started from, all that sort of stuff, sweet. But right now, if you've got your health, you're able to move around and do some thinking and do what you got to do like a normal fucking human being.
That's it.
You're in the game.
That's it.
And it's up to you to make it work. That's it.
Correct.
No handouts, no, the planets are going to align. Nothing like that. It's just, what can I do from here?
That's it.
That's it.
Make it work.